Okay, so now you have some idea about what the speaking module is, correct? To understand this a little better, I am going to play an audio for you. Remember, it would be just an audio, not the video. Why? Because only audio is important. We have done this? Correct. So I'll play this audio and I want you to identify all three parts. Part 1, Part 2 and Part 3. Okay? Try to see how a candidate has answered these questions that I will be asking in this sample. Please remember that this is not a model answer. This is not how you must always answer. This is just a sample. Okay? In fact, I would ask you to rate this candidate for each criterion. Do you think for fluency and coherence, the candidate should get 6 or 5 or 7? Try to judge the candidate based on whatever you have read in the band descriptors. Try, okay? Majorly, try to identify the three parts. Part 1, how it is conducted. Understand Part 2 and then Part 3. Try to differentiate between them. Just have the understanding. That's it. All the best.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Please come in and sit down.
Thank you.
Could you tell me your full name, please?
Maithili Rajesh Hasatkar.
All right. And could you show me your identification card, please?
There you go.
Thank you. So where are you from?
I currently reside in Nagpur
Mhm.
and I have been living there for past 14 years.
And are you a student or do you work?
I am a student currently pursuing my bachelor's in computer science and engineering.
And do you like your subjects?
There are some subjects that I can get behind, such as data structures or artificial intelligence. My favorite one being network security. But there are also some which can go over my head. For example, project management.
I see. Well, now let's talk a little about birds. Do you like birds?
Yes, I do. My favorites being sparrows because you see, when I started living in this house that I'm currently living in, there was always a sparrow that would come to our window and knock
Mhm.
regularly on the same time. And it would be interesting to watch that sparrow just having time of its life. There were many times me and my family tried to discuss what the reason could be. But then my mother concluded that she was just my late grandfather.
All right. Well, so are there many birds near your house?
It's rarely that I see birds, to be honest. Usually, like once a month, I see pigeons because pigeons are scarcity here. Crows are definitely cannot be seen here anymore, like on the village side. But you see, there are those red-tailed robins which can be seen near my house, and I totally love them because my tree used to have a nest of them which actually consisted three baby robin birds.
Oh, that's very interesting. So have you seen many different kinds of birds?
To be honest, not much. I have seen the regular kind which can be found in India, like kingfisher, robins, parrots, of course. Usually when I go for a jungle safari, but in the city side, it's very rare to see a bird, especially some rare kinds. Like I I understand right now why seeing kingfisher is said to be a good luck because they are so rare to find. So yeah, not much, but I still would love to go on a tour to see them.
Mhm. Very well. Now let's talk a little about food and cuisine. So, which is your favorite cuisine and why?
Well, my favorite would be Indian because I grew in the ethnicity and of course I have grown eating it. So nothing can come behind the spices and the taste that the Indian cuisine holds. But even though a little bit on a bland side, French still has my heart. It can be a little bit uh, more bread side and more carb sided, but I still like it. Other than that, the best creation of Indian food, Indo-Chinese cuisine, which might have Indian spices and Indian flavor, but it still gives you the feel of eating Chinese.
So, is there any food you do not like?
Well, as I talked about Chinese, I would like to get behind some of the seafood that I don't like. For example, I used to eat fish, but currently I am a little bit downsided. I still eat like crabs and lobsters, but the fish doesn't really seem to please me nowadays. I don't know why. It's just something I grew out of. And well, I have seen people eating it, but I haven't tried the snails as well as the insects. Do I want to try it in future? Maybe if I make my mind. I don't know how the outer skeleton of the grasshoppers will feel on my tongue, but you know what? I'm never trying it. I'm never trying it. I'm scared of insects.
Very good. So, now in the next part of the speaking test, I will be giving you a topic. You will have 1 minute's preparation time and then you have to speak on it for roughly 2 minutes. Here is a notepad and pen on which you can make notes and you can refer to these notes while speaking. Your topic is describe someone who is frequently in the news and whom you want to meet. Your time to prepare on this starts now. All right, could you please start speaking?
The person that I would like to meet in my life would definitely be Narendra Modi, who is currently the Prime Minister of India. He is currently running for the election, but I would also love if he won the elections again because he has been a good person and have done great things. I grew up watching the city and I've seen the development the city has gone through, especially Nagpur being not in the middle of all the political affairs. Sometimes Nagpur is overlooking. So seeing so much development around me is something that warms my heart, knowing that the city is actually getting the recognition that it deserves. So I would thank that to the BJP party, of course. And to be honest, I have met a lot of politicians in my life, my family being close to Devendra Fadnavis, who is the second CM of Maharashtra. So I would like to meet the person who is like in my eyes, the best leader to guide this country for now, which is Narendra Modi. And to be honest, I don't really know much about politics. I am not even that good in politics. It is a subject that I have always stayed away from. But even though not as a politician, but as a person, I see him to be one of my idols. The way he manages everything, the way he went from just being a tea seller to being a leader of this nation, a nation with the most population in the world. I would love to meet him and I would be very honored. Like, I don't know if I'm ever getting the chance to do it, but just to, stand there beside him in a photograph, even though he doesn't know my name or anything, it would still be an honor for me.
All right, very well. Please stop. Thank you so much. Now, in the next part of the speaking test, I'll be asking you a few general questions based on the same topic. So let's continue talking about media and news. How has the media changed in recent times?
I feel like when I was younger watching news, you see, media didn't really pull me in, or I wasn't really interested in news. But nowadays, as I've grown up and I've learned a lot of things, media has become more appealing, not for me, but also for the youth and the people in the country. I feel like that news, instead of giving what is important and giving the news, which is something big for the country, they are trying to stir up like a drama so that people might be interested in. But somewhere, I don't think that it is good, because the news and the public affairs are something which is very important for people to know. Like, creating a drama out of it wouldn't be so moral of them. But I still am not so interested in news, but watching the drama is definitely something that people my age and from the same generation will be interested in. But I think that's it about how news have changed.
Okay. Do you think the news in the newspapers is more reliable than the one on the internet?
Nowadays, there are a lot of people who don't prefer newspapers because, well, you see, even though the newspapers are the old school, using internet is like having news on your fingertips. So many people, not only that, but also, internet news is something that can give you what is going on all around the world. Newspaper might be, the space in there might be too short for all the news that the world has. As for the internet, you can just click anywhere, you can search America, and you can get the news of America. For example, I recently got to know that yesterday the bridge in Baltimore County in America fell and 20 people are still missing. I wouldn't have got to know that if I had just read any kind of newspaper. That kind of news will only be saved and searched on the internet. So I feel like, even though internet has a lot of news in it, it depends on people's perspective on which they want to prefer and which they trust. For someone like older age who have read newspaper for their lifetime, they might prefer newspaper and trust it more than the internet. And for people, youngsters like me, who use internet like every day, might trust internet more.
Very well. And is it necessary for people to watch foreign news and why?
In this country, in India, there are a lot of youth which are trying to go to other countries. So even not much, but even a little bit, like how the prices are going, how the stocks are going in other countries, how the climate is changing on other countries, will be helpful for those people, not only for the ones who are moving, but also for their family to know if their child will be safe in the other country or not. Like, I will give you an example of my family again. As I said, Baltimore County is where my elder sister is currently studying at. And knowing that a bridge fell down there was very shocking for my parents, because Baltimore County isn't that famous in America, not well known in India. But knowing that a small city like that can have an accident on this scale was really shocking for my parents. Thankfully, it was like in the middle of the night, so there was no chance for my sister of getting hurt. But I feel like having news of other country will benefit you and your family, and also you can always keep an eye on if someone moves to that country, if they're well or not.
All right. So, how has social media changed the way we consume news?
For someone who isn't really interested in watching news and reading newspapers, social media is something that can give you news even before the newspaper can print it. So, social media is not only fast, but also they can give you news, they can explain you what is happening in a language that you will understand. You don't have to read the articles in the newspaper or anything, or you don't have to watch a 1 hour full program in news channels to understand what is going on. Social media is something that will tell you in conclusive statements and will explain it to you properly.
All right. Very well. Thank you so much. That is the end of our speaking test.
Thank you.
So, how was it? Could you understand the 3 different parts? Yes? It was simple, absolutely. Were you also able to rate the candidate for each criterion? If not, that's okay, because that was not the main objective of listening to this audio. It was just to give you some idea of how the test is conducted. Correct? Alright, so that's all in this lesson. In the next lesson, we will be understanding the band descriptors a lot in detail. See you there. Bye-bye.